Hello again, everyone. It's your host, Jason Rutledge, here in my well-dressed man disguise to tell you the story of a movie called The Tin Drum and the trouble it got into with the state of Oklahoma. Let's begin. The award-winning 1979 movie The Tin Drum is based on a gigantic novel of the same name by Günter Grass. It concerns a young boy named Oscar, who at age 3 decides to stop growing and throw himself down a flight of stairs. He ends up as an aging person trapped in a child's body, with the ability to shatter glass with his voice and make Nazis dance when he bangs on his little tin drum. It's very weird. There's also some stuff involving a horse's head and some eels, but that's not important to our story here. The important thing is, there's a bit in the movie, about 30 seconds out of the entire 2-hour and 20-minute runtime, where actor David Bennett, an 11-year-old playing a 16-year-old trapped in a 3-year-old body, has implied sex with a 24-year-old playing a 16-year-old. Now, nothing is shown, there is no nudity, and you could make it to the end of the movie and forget the scene was even in there, but that didn't stop a student from bringing a suit against Bethel University for showing the movie as a part of a class claiming it was pornography. A Minnesota judge dismissed the case in May of 1997, and that's when Bob Anderson got involved. Bob Anderson was a big shot in a group called Oklahomans for Children and Families. This is the kind of group that previously tried to get Playboy TV banned and might have organized a book burning, but I can't confirm that. So anyway, one day Bob Anderson is driving back to Oklahoma City from Tulsa and is listening to his favorite Christian radio station when he hears about this movie called The Tin Drum and the brief scene that I described earlier. Alarmed, he woke up his favorite sheriff and favorite judge, convinced them that something simply must be done about this menace to the public. Now, since nearly all Oklahoma officials at the time were terrified of groups like OCAF, on June 25, 1997, District Court Judge Richard Freeman, who may or may not have actually seen any of the movie at all, declared it pornography and ordered all copies in the county to be seized. Officers fanned out. Copies were taken from local libraries and rental stores. The last copy to be seized was at a Blockbuster, but by the time the cops got there, it had been checked out. They demanded the clerk turn over the name of the renter, and the clerk dutifully complied. Soon the cops showed up at the home of one Michael Camfield and demanded the tape. Camfield, seeing the officers were in no mood to negotiate that night, handed it over. Now, Oklahoma being the kind of place it is, the story might have ended right there, but for one very important detail. Michael Camfield, the guy whose home got raided, just happened to be a local representative of the ACLU. He called his guys, and his guys called the Video Software Dealers Association, a group formed about 16 years before to help out video rental stores with exactly this kind of stuff. And on July 4th, 1997, they all filed suit, alleging the tape was illegally seized. The suit was centered around a 1988 law called the Federal Video Privacy Protection Act. The VPPA was created to prevent the disclosure of videotape rental records after Robert Bork's rental history was published during his confirmation hearings for the U.S. Supreme Court. Can confirm he saw Ruthless People. All of this left District Attorney Bob Macy with a choice. He could either drop a case he knew would lose, or back up the judge, the sheriff, and most importantly, OCAF in court. He chose the second thing. The whole case went to court and turned out about like you might expect. A few months later, on December 24, 1997, federal court ruled the tape was totally seized illegally and all copies were restored to their former places. Citizens were once again free to watch little Oscar bang his drum and shout panes of glass into submission to their heart's content. OCAF continued to pursue it, but by 2001 all the civil suits had been settled and the film was finally vindicated. The whole thing only ended up costing the state many thousands of dollars and the usual national embarrassment. And that's the story of Oklahoma versus the Tin Drum. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.